Hello, my name is Sarah Clark of Create Move Pilates, and today I'm here to share one of my favorite series with you called the Happy Hip Release with a Band series. Now you're welcome to use any weight band that you have, or you could even use a rope or something like that, or a belt if you don't have a band. Let's begin by lying down on our backs, the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. You're going to find a neutral spine because we want to maintain our neutral spine throughout this series. So make sure you really take a moment to relax the rib cage into the earth, find a heavy sacrum, and a little lift in the lumbar spine. Once you've found this and you've found relaxation in the body, I want you to exhale your right leg into tabletop. And take the center of the Theraband and hook it on your foot. Extend the leg towards the ceiling, holding the Theraband so it's tight enough you get a little downward pressure, but then you can also get your elbows to the earth. You're going to hold the band as you reach your heel towards the ceiling and maintain your neutral spine to get a hamstring stretch. Now, why do we have this downward pressure? I want you to be able to feel the leg release into the socket, feeling the hip release and the leg bone sink deep into the joint. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds while you inhale into the back and the sides of the rib cage and exhale, connect through your core. From here, you're going to take both sides of the band and place it in the right hand. Bring the right leg away from the body while you keep the left hip rooted. I like to place my hand on the top of my left pelvis, left side of my pelvis. Keep it rooted. The right leg is going to externally rotate slightly so that the knee stays in line with the right shoulder. The left leg can drip out to the side a little bit if it wants, but you have to keep that neutral pelvis. You're going to hold this while you inhale into the back and the sides of the rib cage and exhale, connect through the core. Keep the pelvis equally weighted and try to keep both sides of the torso the same length. I feel like I'm constantly reaching my sit bone away from me. Another 10 seconds. Exhale your leg back to center. Take the band and place both sides in the left hand. Extend the left leg, digging the heel into the earth and pulling the toes towards the face. Keep the right hip really heavily rooted. People really like to lift the hip when they do this. You're going to bring the leg across the midline of the body. Really keep reaching that hip towards the earth and you'll feel more of a stretch higher in the hip, which is where we're trying to get this. If you only feel a stretch in the hamstring, you need to loosen your grip on the band and bring that foot a little further away from the face. You're going to hold this for 30 seconds, breathing into the back and the sides of the body. Exhaling, connecting through the core. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, the neck relaxed, the jaw relaxed. Exhale the leg back to center. Separate the band, holding one side in each hand. Bring the elbows down to the earth. Keep the heel reaching towards the ceiling. Keep the pelvis totally neutral and start making small circles out of the leg. Inhaling away from the body and exhaling as you cross the midline of the body. Inhaling away and exhale crossing, making sure the pelvis stays stable. Okay. If you feel a lot of tension in your hip flexor, which is at the top of the front of the leg, Use your arms to kind of pull the band towards the face as you come up to the top of your circle. Pause. Switch directions of your circle. Exhaling as you cross the midline, inhaling as you go away. Keep reaching out of the heel. Keep the pelvis stable. Think about this movement coming from where the leg falls into the hip socket. One more. Pause. Bend the knee. Take the foot out of the band. Set the foot on the ground. And we're going to do the whole thing on the left leg. Exhale the left leg into tabletop. Place the band, center of the band, on the sole of the left foot. Bring the elbows to the earth beside you. You want to make sure that there's enough pressure that you get the sinking feeling of the leg into the socket, trying to release. You want to have a neutral spine, which means you still have that little lift in the low back. Rib cage is heavy. You're going to really reach out of the heel as we hold this for 30 seconds. If when you look up, you notice your big toe is way pulled towards your face, and the pinky edge of the foot is more towards the ceiling, you really need to get the foot to look flat, okay? Breathing, really reaching out of that heel, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now you're going to bring both sides of the band into the left hand, placing your right hand on the front of the right side of the pelvis to keep it heavily rooted as you bring the left leg away from the body. You're welcome to let the right knee drape open a little bit, but you have to keep that neutral pelvis, which includes a little lift in the side of the waist, or a little lift in the back, excuse me. You have to keep a neutral pelvis, which includes a little lift at the lumbar spine, and that length coming equally out of both sides of the torso. So you want to keep your sit bone reaching away from you in order to keep your pelvis balanced and both sides of the torso the same length. You're going to hold this for another 10 seconds. Exhale the leg back to center. Extend the right leg out, digging the heel into the earth, pulling the toes towards the face. Bring the band into the right hand, bringing the elbow to the earth, and bringing the left leg across the midline of the body. As you do this, you really have to keep the hip rooted. Keep both sides of the pelvis the same, stable, reaching into the earth, because you'll get that stretch higher up into the hip. Now, we're going to hold this for 30 seconds, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, the neck relaxed, the jaw relaxed. The pelvis stable. 10 more seconds. Exhale, bring that leg back to center. Separate the band. Bring both elbows to the sides of the earth, reaching the heel towards the ceiling. You're going to start making small circles. Inhaling away from the body. Exhaling as you cross the midline of the body. We're keeping the pelvis totally stable and feeling this movement happening from where the leg enters the hip. Really reaching the heel towards the ceiling as you do this. One more time, one more circle. Pause, switch directions of your circle. Exhale as you cross the midline, inhale away. One more circle. Pause. Bend the knee. Take the foot out of the strap. Roll over onto your side. Push yourself up to seated. And take note of how nice and luscious and happy your hips feel. Don't mind my Pilates hair here. I hope you enjoyed that video and are feeling really long and stretched out and having a really, really great day. I hope I get to see you around again soon. Bye!